We have had some fantastic guests, in my opinion. Of course, I'm the one that selects them, so at least ultimately. So hopefully I think they're fantastic. We've had a couple of interesting things that I want to talk about, but for the most part, great people, all great people, really, and some great lessons from recent guests. The one that absolutely stands out to me, and maybe it's recency bias, but I don't think it is Gig Gab 429 a couple of weeks ago. We had Robert Scoville on, and obviously, I'm not going to summarize everything that we talked about because we'd be here forever. But the main takeaway that I have from that I'm really eager to put into action and test out is that idea of delaying the mains. And by that I mean, and he meant, because this was his lesson that he sort of taught all of us, he was talking about how it started with Tom Petty. He's still doing it now with Kenny Chesney, that he basically sets up a separate PA for the people in the front, whatever, 6 to 8 rows or something, because they're not going to get a good mix if all you have is the big line arrays for the whole either arena or stadium now. So he sets up this separate PA. But what he talked about was even that separate PA for the first 6 to 8 rows, which if it doesn't click, is basically what most of us are doing. We only do the first 6 or 8 rows. We don't have to worry about the stadium, right? So, but he said he would delay the sound coming out of those mains to match when the sound of whatever the sort of dominant acoustic instrument on stage, when that would hit, because sound travels, slower than light, right? So if the snare drum is 15 feet upstage, right, from where the mains are hanging at the edge of the stage, and you've got the vocals and all the other instruments and maybe even some snare drum coming out of your mains, it means that your snare drum is going to hit on stage. It's going to come out of the mains, but the sound from the drum itself isn't going to reach the spot of the mains at the same time. It's going to be delayed. It's going to take it. It's about 1 millisecond per foot. It's actually slightly less than that, but rule of thumb, 1 millisecond per foot. So if it's 15 feet upstage, well, you've got 15 milliseconds before that snare drum sound hits where the mains are, but it's already left the mains. It's already hit people's ears. So now you've got these sounds hitting people 15 milliseconds apart. 15 milliseconds is basically imperceptible if you're listening for it, but it's not imperceptible in terms of your brain processing this information. And when it's out of sync like that, not only does your brain have problems, but it actually creates, as he mentioned, a comb filter, which can make the sound wrong, even though you're not quite sure why. It's a chorusing kind of effect that kind of can happen, and it can sort of negate things, and it's a mess. And so the idea is delay the sound coming out of your mains to match the delay that's going to happen naturally, acoustically in the room, so that, in this example, when that snare drum 15 feet away hits the front of the stage, that's when you want the sound to come out of your mains. And again, because it's basically imperceptible, people watching you on stage sing or hit the snare drum or whatever are going to hear the sound at the same time they're seeing it with their eyes. Like that kind of delay is not going to be a huge impediment to enjoying the visual aspect of the show. So I was blown away by this. And so I started looking, and I have that the Mackie, the 32, the S32 mixer, I think it's what it's called. And I looked in the main outs, and sure enough, there is a delay there that you can just add. And I checked the other mixers, I checked the Midas stuff. They've all got these. On the Mackie one, you can set the number of milliseconds, but even better, you can set the distance, and it calculates the milliseconds for you. And so I started thinking, wait a minute, I know how to do this. So here's the tip. With your iPhone has that Measure app. You might see where this is going. With the Measure app, you use your phone's camera and its gyroscopes and all like the other, smarts and guts in there. You point it at one spot and drop an anchor, and then you aim the camera to another spot and drop another anchor, and it will tell you the distance between those two things. And so what I will do at upcoming gigs is I will drop an anchor at my snare drum. I will then draw up that line to the front of the stage and drop that anchor, see what that distance is, and then I will plug that into that distance into the mixer, and it will calculate and apply the delay, and boom, sound will be even better than it has been. So there's my tip from that one. I promise tips from other episodes hopefully won't be quite as long-winded, but that was my favorite one. I'm really stoked about it.